All right, can everybody see the agenda for today?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Yes.
All right, well, welcome everyone. My name is Stephanie Delgado. I'm hopeful that I have met with each of you before today. And I'm the education manager here at Hayes Software Systems. So that means I could do fun stuff like today, which is talk about some enhancements that have come about in the applications. Today specifically, we will be talking about TIPWeb-IM and the 17.2 release that has recently been applied to the application. There's some great things that have come about, such as if you look at actually the agenda, searching for components, and you can do this via ISBN or title, and you will be able to do so under textbooks as well as find a book. This has definitely been one I think that has been kind of sitting there. We've had some requests on that, so I think we'll get some excitement around that one. Additionally, grid persistence updates. This is something that sounds small, but actually I know for myself, for efficiency's sake, it's definitely a big hitter for me. And this is where in certain areas, as you can see here under adjustments and then also requisitions, I will have the capability when I go into view details and I come back out, any search that I had already had within that page will persist for me. So we'll get to see what that looks like as well. And now this other one, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about right away. This is definitely something exciting in that they have extended the application timeout to an hour. It was previously at 15 minutes, and I know individuals had said, hey guys, you know what, 15 minutes is just not long enough. People typically, when schools are open, of course, are coming to my desk, I'm getting emailed, I'm getting calls. I need a little more extension on that application timeout. So that feature in itself is that it has now been extended to an hour. So that's pretty exciting as well. Is there anything in particular that any of you are more excited about than others?
The extended time is definitely a plus.
Awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good to hear. Yeah, it's definitely one that we have heard from districts. And so I'm excited to be the one to get to tell you about it. So I know that first voice was Pauline. Who's that second voice?
It was Delia.
Hey, Delia. I'll get your voice down. I'm sure we'll be chatting more soon too, actually, because at the end of the session, I'm going to talk a little bit about some potential options for us all to be able to chat together again in the near future, as well as we're looking at what potentially closing out the school year can even look like for you. So we'll talk a little bit about that here shortly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize the screen, and I'm going to bring over my application. Here we go. Make sure I'm in the right one. Yes, TIPWeb-IM, perfect. All right, everybody, so I'm currently logged in to my TIPWeb-IM application. Now, this is a training site, of course. I always like to just preface with that because it definitely is going to look quite a bit more interesting than yours, I would think. Now, where we get started with this first feature, everybody, which is the search for components, and you can do that by ISBN and or by title, is going to the textbook search. So I'll start there. And just a reminder, I'm currently under the district view. This can take place at the district as well as at the campus view. Of course, it's all relative to what the campus level has been approved for and all that good stuff. But the concept of being able to search via ISBN or title of a component, it takes place at both views. So let me just clear this out. I gave away the good stuff. No, just kidding. So when I first come in, let's say that there was a component that maybe I needed to research or I wanted to look into potentially purchasing additional. I just need to know what title it was associated with. I mean, various reasons as to why I need to search for a component. Previously, I did not have that opportunity to come in and search based off of that component's ISBN or title. Now I can do so. And actually, just so everybody is aware, I've come in ahead of time and I've created and or added a component to my Glencoe pre-algebra right here, okay? And actually, I'm going to go dive into details and go to my components tab. And so here is my component. I know I named it so wonderfully here. ISBN has
is now exiting.
I have the opportunity to see the ISBN. So here's my SD12345. And then I also have my title, which has SD in it as well. So a couple of options for us to kind of play around and see what it looks like to search. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my previous page. To start off with, I'm gonna say, oh, I need to find that component. I'm just gonna search for SD. I might hit my little binoculars to search. And it's going to then look for information where my SD is provided. If you notice in my ISBN, nowhere do I have SD in this specific one, Glencoe. Now, this one I do have, but it has to do with this SD here. Now, if I wanted to hone in even more, I could try another method, of course, but this would hopefully get me to the point of where I wanted to be. I could only have 3 that I need to search through to find that specific one. Now, if I knew the full ISBN, I think it was ST, I better double check just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't believe Stephanie could not remember that, by the way. There we go. So if I do the full ISBN, you will see that I'm able to get down all the way to a specific title. You do not see the component information, but you see the title that is that component is associated with. So here is the title, Glencoe Pre-Algebra, and its ISBN. And again, the way that I can then at that point go dive in deeper to investigate or research that specific component is going to details, and then components, of course. And then it gives me that good information about that specific component that I was investigating. So it's pretty straightforward, but it's a great opportunity to be able to quickly find that component under textbooks. Now, I can also do it under Find a Book. So I can come to Find a Book. Here, I will want to specify probably whichever one I'm specifically looking for. Here, I'm looking for ISBN, and it was the SD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, everybody? And click on search. And then right away, I see that I have that specific title, the Glencoe. Here's the Glencoe's ISBN. And so I could at least see the details about the title that component is associated with under the Find a Book as well. So overall, that is that feature. Do you think that one will be beneficial for any of you?
I know for me, yes.
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 Awesome. Yes. So good to hear. Hey, I get to see Miss Rosa. How are you?
All right. How you doing?
Good. Glad to see your face. All right.
Stephanie, I get many calls from schools, and they'll find a piece of something, and they'll call me or email and say, what does this belong to, or and that's very helpful because currently we hadn't had. We would have to know what that component belonged to before we could try to track it. Now it's like a cross-reference kind of.
Love that. Thank you, Pauline. I appreciate that. I always like to hear your real-world stories, on how this will relate back to you. So thank you for that. But yeah, I think just to reiterate, it's when people come to you and they're like, this is supposed to potentially a poster, let's just say, or some sort of workbook. This is supposed to go to some other, textbook, but I have no idea. I've had it forever. And being able to, as you mentioned, cross-check or find a way to get it to figure out what the title is that it's associated with, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that. Okay, everybody. So the next feature is grid persistence updates. And this allows both, again, at the district and campus view, for your search results to be preserved when you navigate from like the details view back to the original screen. And something for me, efficiencies are always huge, right? So it's like ways that I can find efficiencies in my day, I am definitely grateful for. So I'm going to go ahead and just stay on the district view again because it will be pretty much mirrored on the campus level as well. And I'm going to go ahead and go to my inventory. And did I click it? I did. And to my adjustments. And I'm already here in my inventory tab. So let's say that I wanted to look for a specific adjustment. And so I'll just grab one even from my location here. And so I actually have 2 that say, this 20 pound. So let's just start with that first. I'm going to go ahead and say 20 and click my little binoculars to search. So now I have the 2 that I have searched for. Well, I want to go investigate because I'm like, it's one of these 2. I'm not sure which one. Let me go first into this top one. which is for paids, and I'm going to investigate it. There we go. Do what I need to do in my actual adjustment, go back, and it has retained my search. Again, like I said, it's, not like there's some big fireworks that take place, but for me, it's huge that it has retained the search until I'm done with it. And then when I'm done, I can definitely refresh it. And just to show you, it's not like it's retaining the old information. I've come into one, I come back out, and it's kept, of course, everything at that point. So that has definitely been very helpful for me as I'm looking at items. Now, additionally, I can go to my campus adjustments, and let's say I am looking for something again in particular. Let's just do end of year. Hey, we're almost there, right?
Right.
And so now I have filtered down to all of my end of year. And then if I wanted to go into any of those to just check into my details, so I clicked on my little magnifier, and I can review any information I need to about this specific adjustment, audit payment. And when I go back to previous, it has retained my search again. So you will start to see this throughout the application. Some other areas that this will also go into play is, of course, as mentioned, when you're on the campus level, adjustments, so adjustment requests and local adjustment tabs as well. And then also, let's go and look at one other location. I'll click back, but really, I just need to go to, let's go to inventory. Oh, it's already there. Goodness sakes. In campus requisitions. And now once I'm in campus requisitions, I have my multi-campus tab. And when I'm in here, I have the availability to do a filter search. And also it will retain that information for me as well. And this is going to be on the campus inventory as well under campus requisitions. It will also save here as you go in to view details about a specific filter set. So I'm not going to dive too heavily into that one as well, but get around, play in there is what I always say. And that just ensures that you are able to see, how things kind of work around. So hopefully this one will also be beneficial to you as you are, getting in the application and playing around with it. Potentially, maybe there's more to come with that. I'm not sure. I definitely, there's other areas where I could see that grid persistence would be a great addition. And so this is the starting point with that. Maybe there'll be more. That's definitely something that I can't control, but I get to at least show you guys all the cool pieces that are coming about with the application. So those are the, go ahead.
Stephanie, that's going to really save time. Like you said, it looks like it's not a big deal, but when you're on it, constantly, it will save you time.
I agree with that, Pauline.
Written assistance.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt you. But thank you. And that for me, that's huge. Is if you can give me a few minutes of my day back, why, hallelujah. Thank you. Well, everyone, I would like to open up to any other comments or questions about this. And then I wanted to just kind of give you or really some questions for you since I have you on. We are looking, or I'm looking to actually deliver a webcast session probably in the next 3 weeks or so, kind of on what it's going to look like to close out the year. I think, Pauline, you actually asked about that in the audit series that we had about a month or so ago. And so I would love to get any insight from you all. If you have a few more minutes, as we finish a little early to chat, that would be wonderful. But have you guys been thinking about or looking at how you're going to be closing out the year?
We've kind of been, thinking about it and trying to figure out. I know that we have a call into TEA to find out what, I guess how we're going to finalize those bills, especially for seniors that are leaving and they're not in school now.
Right. Okay. So my thought process is, and we talked about it with the audit series. I know that Pauline was on, and Mary was on for sure, I recall. Sorry, it's been about a month, guys. Is what potentially it will look like. So if you come across any thoughts I would appreciate if you email me anytime you do, anyways, besides what the kind of current climate we're in. But some thoughts on things that maybe you guys are doing, or that you have questions on, that you would love to hear how other districts are tackling the current scenario. And my email is sdelgado@haysoft.com. You can always reach out to like support, and they can track me down as well. But I would love to hear more from you guys, and just know that I'm looking to have another live webcast session, hopefully in the next 3 weeks, where we're going to talk about generally closing out the school year, and then potentially what, with the current climate, of what opportunities are to ensure that you are able to still have that accountability piece, and what that potentially can look like. So just reach out to me if you have any kind of thoughts on that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Ladies, I'm new to, I started Lubbock ISD back in December of 2019. So this is my first real time dealing with Hayes. And I'm just trying to understand the whole concept. And as well, with everything that happened, it's like, okay, I haven't been really having a lot of time to get into it and stuff like that, and do what I would do on a normal basis. So I'm going to be reaching out to as many of you as possible, because I'm just trying to make sure and understand that I'm doing everything correctly.
Okay.
And that was Delia, correct?
That's
Yes,
all.
that is correct.
Hi, Delia. You can reach out to Rosa Shelton, Aura Shelton at HoustonISD.org. I'll help you.
Oh, super. Thank you, Miss Shelton.
I appreciate that.
Just
Awesome.
call me Rosa. I'm here.
Okay, Rosa. Miss Rosa, and you did say R Shelton, SHELTON?
At HoustonISD.org.
Okay, super.
I have some little cheat notes, and I can send them to you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure.
You can reach me also. My name is Pauline.Cruz, CRUZ, at NISD.net. That's Northside Independent School District, and we're in San Antonio, Texas.
.net. Okay, and it was Pauline. You said Pauline, correct? Cruz.
Pauline.Cruz
Uh-huh.
at NISD.net.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
And if you
I
need
love
help,
that.
I'll be happy to try to walk you through anything that you have questions on.
Okay, wonderful. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And let me go ahead and give you mine as well. Mine
All
is
right.
Delia, DILIA.Ramos, RAMOS, at LubbockISD.org.
Lubbock, what?
LubbockISD.org.
And you said
Okay.
it was Delia with an I, D-I-L.
Yes, correct. DILIA.
And is
Okay.
there a dot between Ramos?
Yes, ma'am. Ramos.
Ramos. Okay. And is that a lowercase or uppercase, or does it matter?
I'm sorry?
Is it uppercase, lowercase, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
I appreciate each of you and kind of sharing information with each other. So I hope to also have a session where we can all kind of chat and converse. You'll probably be way ahead of me if you guys are already going to be starting to chat with each other. But hopefully
waiting to open. Yeah. This is going to be a newie for us because since we're closed, I don't know how we're going to close out, but
No, yeah,
it's going to be a newie.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, is it, the questions that we're hearing are kind of in our minds, even at Hayes, is like, okay, most likely, are we just allowing everybody to keep theirs, but then you have the seniors, and so it's like, how are you supposed to obtain those back from seniors, while adhering to social distancing, and so with on the asset side, we've heard a bit of they're like telling people to come drop off in a certain location,
Exactly.
and then they just leave them for like a month or something is the plan.
That's the only thing that may help me a little bit is that most of our high school seniors, everything was electronic, so digital. So that might help me a little bit, but not totally. So I don't know yet.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be minimal. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Same for us, Stephanie, since we have a lot of seniors that were taking the dual credit, and so we need, those materials back. And so but we're kind of
We're
networking and brainstorming and then trying to figure out what would work best.
Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully we can actually chat more detail about this during that meetup I'm going to have, because I'd love to get your input so that we can share actively with districts as they're calling into us. So I hope to see each of you on that session as well. And then just really quickly, Mary did have a question. She doesn't have a mic. And to circle back to the release, she had said, is there any difference between searching by textbook and searching by find a book? And Mary, do you mean in the capabilities of the new feature, or what's the purpose between the two different locations? And I'm just waiting to see if she, okay, so what's the purpose between the two different locations? So find a book is a quick way, and again, ladies, hop in if you have any thoughts here. If I go to ISBN, let's say, let me put the SD in front of it. There we go. So this is a quick way to find information out about a book. So here I have my title. When I select it, it gives me details about the quantities or my inventory for that specific title here. But there's not much more besides pulling my report or extracting, the data that's here that I can really do. It's more of a quick kind of visual about that specific textbook, and it's still very high level of what information is really more about quantities. Now, if I go over to textbooks, though, I have a gamut of information. Of course, if I select, I will get also, so I clicked on the title, I'll get some general inventory information, how many I have in inventory, how many are in use, how many are available. But the big kicker is under details, and that magnifier, I have like a wealth of information. It starts out with inventory. And so all the details about the inventory for that specific textbook, any components that are associated, and material, there we go, material types. So if I have just student, or if I have maybe teacher editions, and so forth. A big one, of course, is courses and creating the association, so that textbook course relationship that helps me with my inventory counts actually, and what it looks like I will need for the coming year based off student enrollment for those courses. And then bins are an opportunity to, if you have a location where they're kind of stored, so the bin location, and then which campuses are approved, because I'm at the district level, for that specific textbook. So just a lot more information. Oh, don't let me forget, also reports right here as well. So when you go into the actual textbook, this is really all the information regarding that specific title or titles that you're looking for. And find a book is like maybe if you found a book somewhere and you needed to just figure out general information about it. Ladies, would you have any additional thoughts on that?
No, that's what I use it for.
My question is that before I came into this position, the person that was doing this, she was there for quite a while, and she really didn't utilize the HASTE system like the way it should be used.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reaching to Starla, or Starla reached out to me today in regards to if we were interested in still trying to get a better system for HASTE, or like to implement it so it could be better utilized.
Yeah.
And I am still trying to, I'm trying to get information from Starla about that. But I mean, I know that HASTE is a wealth of information in regards to how to do everything accordingly. But like I said, the past person who was doing this just didn't utilize it like it really should be done. And I'm going to really have to pretty much start from fresh,
okay.
Exactly, from fresh. Yeah. And I'm just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and Delia, it can be a little scary, honestly, I know, because you're like, this is a bunch of information. I don't know if it's accurate or not. I hear that you saying that you are in contact with Starla. Definitely, we are here to support you. So there's a couple things. You do have these great ladies. My screen's over here, but these great ladies have offered just to help you. I would definitely use them as a resource, but please know you also have our support. And so you can call in or email us. Do you have those that information?
I do.
Great. Okay. definitely utilize the support team as well. They are also going to be able to help you, and it could be anything. Like, and there, I always joke with people, there is no silly question. Like, every question is relative in some way, so it can be something so minor that you think, but just reach out to any one of us, or as well as your new support team, to get that information. So definitely, it sounds like you need some sort of training. Is that what you are talking
That
to?
is correct. That is correct. I mean, when she left, I was only trained by her for like less than 2 weeks, and she left. And it was like, oh my gosh. And then from that point, I mean, I started in December, went to the conference in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and then I came back and she was gone. So it's like, oh my gosh. And then, pretty much I'm just having to do everything on my own, just reading up on the manual, etc., and just trying to figuring it out. And, I kind of understand it, but it's still, I'm still trying to get a list of everything that it should be able to do for me.
Right.
And I'm like, because I mean, she literally is doing everything, where I'm sure a lot of the system can be utilized to where other schools can actually input stuff. Correct?
Correct.
And she just wanted to take over everything, and she wanted to do everything. That's, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, the system allows for inventory to be taken care of by the schools and so on and so forth.
Sure.
And
To support
just all
you.
this stuff. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And so that sounds like definitely various pieces that, because you're going to need to kind of communicate out with your campus level to create that accountability aspect. My guess is that we're here to support you. So I will connect with Starla to see kind of where you're at, and we can definitely get something scheduled for you to ensure that you have the pieces that you need, so that you can be successful.
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
Of course, I've made note. One of us will be in touch to see what we can schedule for you coming up.
Okay, super.
Wonderful. All right, and then Mary, let's see. Mary said that was awesome. It's her first year too, so she appreciates information. So thank you for that, Mary. Yeah, this has definitely been a great call, even though it's been a little bit about the new features and a bit about other things as well. I honestly appreciate every time I get to hang out and just chat with you ladies. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so I'm just looking for additional opportunities for us all to connect again here very soon. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Same to y'all.
Okay.
Thank y'all, ladies. Appreciate it.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.